You might think that this is the Tecno Spark 40 because of the design, but this is actually the Tecno Spark 50. Tecno made a little change to the design, like the flashlight that has now been moved to the right corner. But even with this, it still looks like the Spark 40. The Spark 50 has a lot of features that makes it irresistible for a lot of people. At the same time, some persons are already complaining over certain features of this phone. So the question is the Spark 50 worth buying? I will answer this question at the end of this video. Just hang on. Here are the basic specs of the phone. Just like the previous Spark series, it supports the infrared remote control feature and FreeLink FreeCall. The display is IPS with 120Hz refresh rate. The main camera comes with a 50 megapixel sensor with support for flash snap. It is rated IP64, which means it is not fully water resistant but can survive usage under the rain and splashing water. It is powered by one of the biggest batteries you can think of in regular Android phones with a capacity of 6,700 mAh, and the processor is the Helio G81. During the unboxing, I find that it comes with this nice bumper case, an 18-watt charger, a Type-C cable and the SIM eject pin. There is no earpiece in the package. Turning to the design, it doesn't have steep curves. There are two speakers here, and Tecno calls them big volume speakers. But the quality of these speakers is just normal, like most Android phones. The SIM tray supports 2 SIM cards and a memory card. The side power button is also the fingerprint scanner. The phone weighs about 210 grams, which is quite heavy, probably due to the battery. Turning to the back of the phone, you will notice that the design is similar to that of the Spark 40. I said this earlier. Though the design is not bad, it is actually lovely considering the smooth matte finish. But I think it will be difficult for someone who already owned the Spark 40 to upgrade to the Spark 50 because of the design. Imagine upgrading your Spark 40 to the Spark 50, but each time you look at the Spark 50, it feels like you are looking at the Spark 40. That's the problem. Talking about the storage, the Spark 50 comes in 3 variants. 2 of the variants have 128GB of storage, while the third variant has 556GB of storage. This one that I have here with 128GB of storage is around 185,000 naira, though Tecno recommended 174,700 naira, but it is very unlikely that you will get it for that price. The other variant with 256GB of storage should cost more than 200,000 naira. The display is the usual IPS screen with a resolution of 720 pixels. The display is okay, especially with the punch hole notch. It doesn't really get bright at full brightness level, but still usable outdoors. It doesn't lag, it responds to touch fast, and it is wide enough for good movie experience. The little downside with this display is the bezel at the bottom. A phone of this price should have a thinner bezel for a better display experience. Imagine someone buying the 256GB variant for over 200k and still getting these huge bezels. But aside from this, the display is very good. One of the features of this phone you probably really want to know about is the camera. How good is it? From the specs, the camera has a 50 megapixel sensor, which is not a bad choice. And pictures from this camera are still very okay. And I also like that the Spark 50 supports the flash snap feature, one of the things that the Spark 40 is missing. Pictures are not that bad, and the level of details is quite amazing. Color accuracy is also commendable. The focus level of the portrait mode is yet another great aspect of this camera. With the focus level adjustment bar, you will be able to fine-tune picture background. The portrait mode also comes with 3 zoom levels, which is better than the 2 zoom levels in most phones. The first one is the 24mm, the second one is the 35mm, and the last one is the 50mm. When you switch between them, the camera does not actually change. It just zooms in or out on the image. I found that only one camera sensor works on images, and this is the first camera. For example, if I block it out, images will not display in the camera interface in all the camera modes. I guess the second sensor here is the AI camera, and honestly, I don't really know what it does, because even without it, the main camera alone can still blur picture background. The front camera does not disappoint either. Images are sharp, clear, bright, with fine background blur, depending on the blur level you choose. The best part of this phone is the battery, and this is also where there's a lot of controversies. 6,700 mAh is the battery capacity, and it is very strong. In fact, Tecno even advertised that a single charge can take you for up to 2 days. To be fair, this is very good because it means that you will not have to be charging the phone frequently or carrying power bank all along wherever you are going. But the ugly part is the charging speed. So far, the phone only supports 18 watts charging, which is considered to be too slow. The Tecno Spark 40 from last year has way less battery, yet it still managed to support up to 45 watts charging. The Spark 50 with even a bigger battery now has only 18 watts charging, and it's going to take way too much time to charge from 0% to 100%. Well, that's people's opinion, not mine. So I did a test, drained the battery to 0%, which was the hardest part because the battery is so strong. Then I started charging with the charger that came with the phone. It took 100 minutes, which is 1 hour 40 minutes to get to 93%. The timer that I use does not go beyond 100 minutes. So in my estimate, it will take about 2 hours to completely charge the battery. It seems that Tecno designed an AI system to enable the phone to charge faster because normally it should have taken more time. The processor is the Helio G81, and that means that it will have about the same performance as the Spark 40 of last year since they share the same processor. Not that this processor is not reliable, it is. It offers fluent performance, lag-free experience, and smooth high graphic gaming in medium graphic settings. And talking about gaming, you can confidently play eFootball on this phone in medium graphic settings without fear of slow performance. Players respond to actions promptly, and honestly, this phone does not disappoint. For those who will be asking how this phone performs on Free Fire and Call of Duty, you won't get maximum performance with the high graphic settings, but you will be able to get by with the medium graphic settings. Earlier in this video, I said that we will find out if this Spark 50 is worth buying. What do you think? For the sake of battery strength, especially if you hate frequent charging or carrying power bank along, then the Spark 50 is a must buy. Heavy gaming too consumes a lot of battery. The Spark 50 can support long-time gaming on a single charge. Aside from the battery, to be fair, there's not much difference between this Spark 50 and the Spark 40 of last year. They have the same display, the same camera, the same design, and the same processor. And that means that whatever game that this Spark 50 can play, this Spark 40, which is a bit cheaper, can handle it as well. And to add to that, this Spark 40 now supports up to 45 watts charging, which is way faster than the 18 watts charging of the Spark 50. If you look at it somehow, it's kind of annoying because the purpose of releasing new series every year is to improve on the previous series, like upgrading the display, the design, the camera, the performance, and even other software features. Now look at the Spark 50. Is this really an upgrade or a downgrade? I will let you judge that yourself. Meanwhile, do let me know what you think about the Tecno Spark 50.